Jets Ward.
Jets, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys today. The Jets, they're going to jet. That was awful today. So if you've been here before, welcome back. You know I love having you guys back here. I love making these videos for you, and I love that you keep coming back for more. If you're new here, welcome. Whether you're a Jets fan, a fan of another NFL team, or just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome here in the Jets Ward. It is a safe space for you. Now, guys, the Jets were hosted by the Jacksonville Jaguars today, who have been on a roll lately. They're leading their division, playing very, very well under first-year head coach Cohen, and have just dominated lately. They've been looking like a really, really good team defensively, offensively. It's been very good for them. And the Jets, well, you saw what happened last week against Miami. Defensive disaster. But we go in today, and the Jets get embarrassed by the Jaguars today, falling to them 48-20. And, man, it wasn't even close. So many bad things went on, and it was just a joke to watch. It never felt like the Jets were in it at all. Defensively, man, guys, The defense just got gouged. The Jaguars started out with the ball and marched it right down the field for a touchdown, just like the Dolphins last week. The defense can't stop anything. The linebacker play is atrocious. I love Quincy Williams, but he's struggling lately. Yeah, he can come up and hit somebody really well, but in coverage, it's been bad. Jamie Sherwood is a no-show, has completely fell off. And I don't know why he's regressed so bad, but he has been a complete and utter disaster this year. And if it were me in charge, I would find a way to get out of that contract as soon as possible, because he has been a complete and utter shell of himself since last year. It's been awful. And Francisco Mauigoa, Mikael Walker, anybody else who's playing linebacker out there, it doesn't matter. These guys can't cover. And there's no pressure at all. I think it's about time, Jets fans, that we acknowledge that Jermaine Johnson might not be as fantastic as we thought. He's a good player. I like him a lot, but he's not elite. He's no-showed in so many of these games. And I understand he's coming off a major injury, but you're supposed to be one of our better edge rushers. And don't even get me started on Will McDonald. He has been awful lately. He has no-showed so much, no pressure whatsoever. Another week where the Jets have no sacks, barely any pressure on Trevor Lawrence, and just getting gouged. The defensive backs can only do so much, and we were getting injured, and I'm not going to blame injuries for why we lost this. Tony Adams gets dinged up and won't come back into the game. Isaiah Oliver gets dinged up, and he's not any good anyway when he was in there. So we were down to many rookies many younger players in our secondary. We had Dean Clark playing safety. We had Jordan Clark playing slot cornerback, who I really like both of these guys and think they could be part of our future, but not as starters, as role players. But the amount of times, and this is me just venting right now, because I'm going to go through all the numbers and everything, but the amount of times in every single week that we see wide open running backs right in the middle of the field, nobody around them, no coverage at all, or tight ends wide open in the middle, receivers gouging the Jets in the middle of the field. When does it stop? When do you learn? Like, this is our weakness. Let's figure it out. I know the linebacker play has been awful, and no pressure is not great either. And people will say, well, you gutted your defense. You traded Sauce Gardner. He's hurt for the Colts and been hurt for them for multiple games. He hasn't done anything for them, really. So I think that's a win in the trade we got from them. And Quinnen Williams, he's doing great for Dallas right now. But for us, he wasn't getting any pressure either. So I don't really think that would have mattered that much. And just the whole defense no-showed today. And the offense struggled, yes, but when your defense can't do anything to stop the opposing offense and get you guys on the field more often, you're definitely going to struggle, especially with a young quarterback and an undrafted rookie in Brady Cook. So it was just an overall ugly, embarrassing game by the New York Jets. And there's a lot of things the Jets need. And I'm going to get into that after I go over the recap. But starting with the New York Jets, they had an overall of 306 offensive total yards today. Brady Cook was 22 for 33 with a 52.1 rating, threw for 176 yards, 5.3 average yards per throw. And his first passing touchdown to A.D. Mitchell, which was a beautiful, beautiful throw. Brady Cook came out and actually looked solid in the first quarter. But as the points started piling on from the Jaguars, he started making reckless mistakes. He started taking shots, and it didn't pay off. He threw 3 interceptions today, going off of his 2 last week. So he's got 1 touchdown to 5 interceptions already. And I like that he's aggressive. I really do. But this is the second time going into the end of the second half where there's like a minute left and the Jets have the ball and they're moving, where he throws an interception in the red zone and just turns the tide of the game. Like, not even turns the tide of the game, just gives the Jaguars more help. And the mistakes are coming at inopportune times. And Cook, I like him, but if you're thinking he's our future and that he is going to be our savior, there's no way in heck. I like him as a backup quarterback for years to come. I think he could be good in that way, like a Mike White type of player. But as a starter, not really, unless he drastically gets better. But took 3 sacks as well. The Jaguars just pinned their tails back and rushed. It was brutal. The offensive line did okay, not great. The run game, we could not get anything from Breece Hall today. They just locked in on the run and just did not give up anything. The passing game, 3 interceptions, not great. Cook had some good throws, but a lot of mistakes. Happy for him that he got his first touchdown, but just an ugly, ugly game. Getting into the rushing offense, we had a total of 130 yards, and Breece Hall had 12 carries for 23 yards, no touchdowns, no fumbles or anything like that. We can't get him going. And that's a struggle when they're loading the box. Yeah, Isaiah Davis had a nice run for a touchdown today, which is great, but the Jets were down so much already at that point. Every team is locking in on Breece Hall because he's our best player at this point. There's no Garrett Wilson, and Mason Taylor was even out today. There's no weapons. We had Jelani Woods starting at tight end today alongside Jeremy Rucker, and he was a non-factor. I think he was just used as a decoy pretty much. So Breece Hall couldn't get it going. Brady Cook had some nice runs for first downs, struggled to get some more, though. Isaiah Davis had a nice run for a touchdown, but Breece could not get it going, and it's been a real struggle for this running offense a lot lately. It's been bad to watch. Getting into the next part, our receiving. Like I said, we had a total of 176 yards passing. John Mechie was 4 for 5 for 25 yards. A.D. Mitchell, 6 for 9 for 58 yards with a touchdown. Isaiah Williams got involved as well in the pass game. I like what he's doing in the slot. But again, A.D. Mitchell looked fine today. He was catching things. He was catching the ball pretty well. Dropped 3 passes or missed throws, but it was good. John Mechie came back, didn't drop any passes today. It was solid for him. But again, these are guys that can be utilized as wide receiver 3 and wide receiver 4. And the Jets just don't have the explosive offense that you need. If you can't get going on the run, you can't get going in the pass game, especially when Brady Cook's back there and he's trying to do what he can. And I love the confidence from him. And he had, like I said, he had some nice throws, but it's not enough, especially when you're going against a team like the Jaguars, whose offense is very high powered and who's moving the ball at will on you, and your defense can't stop anything. So it puts a lot of pressure on the offense. So getting into the defense, and or actually before that, special teams. Nick Folk, legend, continues to be great for us. 2 for 2 with field goals, long of a 51, 2 for 2 for extra points, total of 8 points from him today. Austin McNamara had a penalty on a kickoff, which sucked, but the wind was really blowing. Nick Folk had to hold the ball because it kept falling off the tee, so it was a little awkward. He had 2 punts, 57 yards, one inside the 20, long of 32. Didn't really utilize him a lot today. Didn't need to. It was rough today. But our special teams unit continues to be solid. We had Isaiah Williams bring back a punt return touchdown that was called back because of a stupid penalty. A bad call, in my opinion. The guy was called for blocking out of bounds, and it was just ridiculous. I don't think it should have been a penalty. The Jets got points taken off the board for that and just couldn't get anything going today. And getting into the worst part of it, the Jaguars. The defense gave up a total of 438 yards. The Jaguars had a total of 108 rushing yards. ETN had 12 carries for 32 yards. That's not bad. He's been dominating on the run ground in the running game lately. And the Jets struggled with it, but that's not even the worst part. He didn't even beat us on the ground. Trevor Lawrence had more rushing yards than him and did beat us with his legs because the middle was always wide open. Travis Etienne beat us in the pass game. He was 3 for 4 for 73 yards and 3 passing touchdown receptions. Are you kidding me? Again, like I said before, the Jets running backs and safety, they couldn't cover the middle of the field. They were wide open all the time in the middle of the field, and Trevor Lawrence picked them apart, whether it was man, whether it was in zone. It was awful. And Trevor Lawrence went 20 for 32 with 136.7 rating, 5 touchdowns. Jacoby Myers had 5 catches out of 7 for 71 yards. Brian Thomas Jr. had a touchdown reception today. It just awful. It was just awful. And the Jets still don't have an interception on the year. None. But they did pick up their third, yes, only their third turnover this year with a fumble recovery where Malachi Moore got it. And this was at the point where Nick Mullins was in the game. This team is just regressing awful. We were on a high when we were beating the Browns, when we were beating the Bengals, beating the Falcons, and we were feeling good. Like, yeah, we're getting better. Everything looks promising, especially when Tyrod was playing. And now, the Dolphins game, a disaster. Today, utter disaster. They have regressed. And the thing that angers me the most is I've been on the side of give Wilkes the year. I think when he gets his own players in, it's going to be better. Honestly, I think he should have been fired after this game. That defense, he was getting out-coached crazy. His defense is archaic. No, there's nobody doing their jobs. It's a disaster. The players are going to keep saying that they're getting coached through the week. They're going through all the details and everything. And then it's the players who step on the field on Sunday that have to produce. This system just doesn't work. It's a joke. And I think the game has passed him by. I honestly feel like he's going to be a one-and-done defensive coordinator, and I think he should. Bring somebody like a Jim Leonard in who is itching to be a defensive coordinator. Bring him back to a team he played well for. I think he could be a fantastic one. Bring the Oregon defensive coordinator up here. He's been solid with that team. Bring just somebody, because Steve Wilkes cannot be here another year. You really can't. And then when AG gets up to the podium today and is saying that I'm not going to take over play calling, I brought Wilkes in here, we want to run his system. The system's a joke. It's a fucking joke. And head coach Aaron Glenn, you got to realize when something's not working and you want to watch the players, see if they can get better, what you have in these players, maybe taking the play calling away from him, even though when you were a defensive coordinator, you were looked at as being one of the better defensive coordinators. Take the play calling away. You start calling the defenses because maybe you're seeing something different than Wilkes is, and maybe it'll change under you, the head coach. But no, you want to be your CEO. I get it. We had Robert Saleh trying to do the same thing. Wouldn't take the play calling over. We're going to let it go to Steve Wilkes. But man, he can't be here. He's got to go. This defense has been awful, and I get he doesn't have his players in, but when they came in, they said how talented this roster was, and they were wrong. We've brought in some good players, and I know injuries can add up, but still, there was no promising anything on this defense. I like our defensive line, but You have average edge rushers. Will McDonald will have a spark one week where he'll get three sacks. Jermaine Johnson might get involved every now and again, but they can't stop the run. Harrison Phillips, I like him as a solid defensive tackle too. Juwan Briggs was non-existent today as well. The Jaguars did whatever they wanted. And it's so hard for an offense run by a young quarterback who it's his first start ever. It's so hard to get your team going when your defense is just putting you in a hole so fast. The Jets gave up 48 points today. That's a joke. It's a joke. And I don't think Wilkes should have kept his job. I think they're going to let him coach until the end of the season. Then he's going to be gone. And then AG is going to bring somebody else in. But man, this was a disaster today. It's a complete and utter disaster. The only good thing that came about from it was, one, the Saints ended up upsetting the Panthers, and the Jets have moved up from pick 7 to pick 5 now. So they're in the top 5 in this draft, which is really good. And the Indianapolis Colts lost, which I thought they were going to upset the Seattle Seahawks because Phillip Rivers, you got to give him credit. He comes back off the couch, throws for over 120 plus yards, had them in the game. That defense had them in the game too. And luckily, Sam Darnold got it going. That Josh Myers hits a great field goal to put them up, and the Seahawks intercept him. Kobe Bryant picks it off on Phillip Rivers to seal the game. So now at this point, the Jets have pick 5 and I believe pick 17. All right. So still, we're moving up. Our pick is getting higher. So people who want to try to trade up for Mendoza, in all honesty, guys, I don't think Mendoza could save this team. You could say all you want about a quarterback. You need a quarterback. The Jets need a lot. They need a number 1 defensive tackle. They need 3 new starting linebackers because I don't think Quincy Williams coming back. Jamie and Sherwood, they should try to get out of that contract any way they can. Try to ship him off, send him to San Francisco because he did so well under Saleh, or send him to Atlanta where he did so great under Ulbrich. Do something to try to get out under that. And Francisco Mauigoa can be a backup linebacker. Marcelo McCrary Ball, he's a good special teams player, but can't be here. And just in general, it was a complete and utter embarrassing show by the New York Jets. I'm frustrated. I know that the pick gets better. Our picks get better because of the losses by the Colts and the Jets today, and the win by the Saints. We get the Saints next week in New Orleans. So might be another week of Brady Cook. We'll see how everything goes. But Tyler Show has been doing very, very good over there and looking like the Saints got it right with their quarterback. Hopefully the Jets can figure it out too. So let me know what you guys feel after this game. Were you happier because the Jets lost and got a better draft pick at this point that they moved up? Are you still pissed off that they lost in an embarrassing way? What are your opinions? Should Wilkes have been fired? Are you somebody who thinks AG should be fired? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love you. I thank you. Make sure you like this video. Hit that bell for any notifications of when I post videos. It'll update you whenever I post them. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Follow me on X. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram as well. I post all my videos there. And guys, I love you. And thank you so much for joining me in the JETS Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The Jets Ward.